Hello guys, this is Paula and it's Sunday evening and I just decided that I wanted to make a few traveler's notebooks and make them where you can use them as Valentine journals, or you can use them as non-Valentine journals, such as just romance or about your spouse, or maybe even about a loved one that's gone on from this earth. And I know I've mentioned to you guys before that I did one for my mom, and that's what got me really thinking. We need to do something red and pink and white and a few other colors, but it is love themed, and I'm going to try to get them done this week so I can get them in my Etsy shop if you're interested. I think they'll be a great thing to share, your love for someone else or their love for you. You can just use your imagination and come up with all things, or even your love for your grandchildren. And if you decide to put a photo in there of the grandkids, just be sure you mat it with cardstock if it's not on cardstock. So I have nothing really planned. I do want to show you the books. They are not complete. I've cut them out, but I haven't trimmed them out, and I haven't inked them yet. Now, one of them I have made. I've bound it, and I got it to that point. Now, it's the front's decorated and the lace is in it, and I've stitched on some of the pages, but that's about as far as it goes. So, I'm going to show you that first. Now, this is the first one. Let me move my little hearts over here. This is the first one. I haven't put the beads or charms or anything on it. I felt like this paper is beautiful. It's kind of a maroon red, okay? And so this is a ruffle that's off-white, kind of like the background, with some maroon red type satin lace ran down the center. Now, here's the back, and it's a traveler's notebook insert, just like, we always make on my channel. So let's get started and go through it real quick and show you all the books have the same thing inside them. The cardstocks vary. So, I'll flip through them all at some point. This is a pink card that I put in the binding. Here's some printer paper, pretty flower of love. All of these have some kind of love themed music sheet. Most of them do not have a title, because this book, is only I forget how wide, but I've got it written down somewhere. So here's the envelope that goes with that card, and I folded it, and the other half is over here. Let me get over there and I can show you, I think. Here it is. I glued it and made a pocket out of it onto the music sheet, and then I trimmed it with some of this very old vintage fabric that I got. Well, you remember, it wasn't in Ohio. It might have been. I can't remember. But anyway, it's a little pocket now with the trim on it. And I put some fray glue on the ends. So I lined the inside of this with a 1912 music sheet. Now, it may not be music themed. I don't have time to read them all. But I zigzagged here. And I love this paper. Two of the journals have this paper as their cover. It's just so simple, but I love it. And then, of course, this one. There's 4 different cardstocks for each. I'm trying to separate the lace. there we go. The lace is different throughout the book. There might be one or two the same. Here is the stitch that I used in this book. Okay, let me kind of bring it up a little bit. Okay, then a dictionary page, a planner page, and we have a red giant envelope. Well, you see how big it is here? The other half is over here. But I'm using them as pockets, and you know, if you wanted to glue it down and use the top as a pocket too, but you'd lose a little bit. Okay, so here's another tea stain paper. I love this print. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and then here's a doily. What would a love journal be without a doily? All the papers are tea stained except for the cardstock. On this one, I covered up the blue because I wanted it to be in the theme color. Here's a pretty pink with red polka dots. And here's the center. This is really pretty too. Look at that. Heart with all these different designs. Okay. And like I said, they're all going to have the same papers. Okay. Maybe different stitches. Maybe different embellishments. This is a pretty pink with red stripe plaid. Here's the second half of that tuck envelope. And planner and dictionary. There's 18 pages. So you would double that to get front and backs. So there you go, red with white plaid. Now, this one, I didn't want it to say Valentine's Day. It does have hearts, but I popped, this is a text about a score, I just went blank. It'll come to me in a minute. But anyway, it's a text and horoscope. That's it. It's a horoscope text. I don't get into the whole horoscope thing anymore. You know, when you're young, you do. Okay, I popped this one up. This one's flat on the notebook or the junk journal, and this one's popped up, and this one's popped up, and this is popped up. And then I just wanted the little hearts to pop. So we have all different kinds of little hearts like this for the journal. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to show you the covers of the other 5. Now, I got to get hold of them first without them flying everywhere. You wouldn't believe how I've wrestled with these journals. You know, they just want to do whatever because I don't have them. I don't have a van around them or anything. I need to find something to put them in while I'm working on them. Okay, so here, I'm just going to show you the paper, the cardstock in this journal. Okay, and of course you've seen that one. Some of them might repeat. That one did with the polka dots. Let's see. And that's the center on this one. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, that's this one with hearts. Okay, now the other one with hearts has a little bit different. Now there's a few of them that do say Valentine's Day. Okay, I'm trying to find, there's that one. Didn't realize I had enough to do that one again. Okay, let's get over here. Okay, here's this one. So each book is just a little bit different. I didn't know these were identical. I guess they are. I've been working on them. I worked all day yesterday and the night before. And so here you go. This definitely says Valentine's. This is an older collection. I don't, you know, it was just in my stash and I had not used it. But how cute is that? So adorable. So, I didn't like the journaling cards though. Just so you know. Okay, the paper was much better than the journaling cards. Here's the floral. See, there is a little bit of blue in this too. So red, pink, and blue. It's a different one, huh? And here is the Aquarius, Cancer, Libra, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, all that. I love this print too, you guys. This does say Valentine's Day, doesn't it? I kind of put, I made 2 or 3 with this paper in it. So this is the cover, this is the outside, and there's going to be one that is just the opposite of that too. I just have, here it is. So, has some of the same papers in it. I think I kind of kept certain things that, listen, I played with these papers. This one's different. It has the 3 or 4 colors in it. And I just thought it, and there's the stripe. And here's the text. And here's the center of the page. Cute. It's terrible when you're saying your own stuff is cute, but it's really the paper I'm talking about. And this one has this cover. This is the only one like this. And it has its own little set of papers. Oh, that's upside down. I need to fix it. It's probably because it slid out into another book a time or two. It's like they're out of control. Here's this one. These are slightly different because some of them are one side of the page, some of them are the other side of the page. I wanted them to be slightly different. Okay, so that is the 6 books. Now, they're all going to have lace, and it's going to be an off-white of some sort. I might add, you know, a trim that has some color every now and then. They all have the same thing in them, and the cardstock will be inked, but everything else, you know, is tea stained. And so they'll all have stitching on the tea stained copy paper. And then I'm trying to think if I'm leaving it. I'm going to put beads on each of them. And I may throw a charm in, just depending. And I am going to decorate the front. Now, I'm going to try not to be too Valentine-like in some of them. So we'll see how they turn out. I can't make any promises, you know what I mean? And I'm not throwing these together. I've worked hard on them. So I thought about this at lunch today. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So let me pick up another one that I like better. Okay, this is silver, and it's a pigment ink, so you've got to dry it with your dryer. I haven't done that yet. And then you have your fruit jar. Now you can have the lid on or off, but I'm sure all of you have done something similar to this once upon a time. So we're going to stamp. I'm going to get this up a little bit, and I'm going to pull up my chair so you don't feel like I'm on top of you. So we're going to stamp just one of these so you can see how it works. This came from May Made It, M-A-Y, Made It. And you can go to her on YouTube, and I hope I didn't over ink that one. That's all right if we did. We have plenty. Okay. Sorry. Started a little low with that. And I'll move it up in just 1 second. Now see, it didn't get that one side. So, we will just do it again right here. we have room for all of our lids and everything. You could actually just draw that on with a marker, you know, if it bugged you. It's going to be some cleaning up on this thing. This is a good size little mason jar. It actually is about, she also has the ruffle and some sentiments and so forth in there, which is really cute. It is 3.5 inches tall and almost 2 1/4 wide. So that kind of gives you an idea of how this, I had to find a place to stick this. You will not believe my room. I will show you before we get off of here what my room looks like, because I get it all cleaned up and before you know it, it's a mess. I'm so sick of it, but what can I say? Here is the mason jar lid, and we're going to use this pigment ink, but you got to remember to let it dry. Don't over push on the, oh, I didn't get that one dark enough. I didn't push well enough on the ink pad, because it doesn't take a lot of ink on here, you know, to get it just right. I'm going to do one more just for good sake. Okay, now this is Teresa Collins Color Box Pigment Archival Platinum Silver. Okay, now let me, I know somewhere I surely have a wipey. Everything's so covered up by other things that, and it's not just this Valentine stuff, it's like, I just have all these things that I want to do. So I haven't dug through all of the stickers and embellishments and stuff, but I will tell you there's a few. I don't want to go crazy. I think I'm going to do some of Gail's little things that she does for journals, which is long pockets, but I don't know. It's going to depend on how long they can be, according to what scraps I have left and what direction the scraps are. Because some of them are, I don't even know what I did with my other stamp. Oh, there it is. I'm like, come back here. I always like to kind of wipe it off, because it really does, it is really good for your stamp. I mean, even when you use archival ink, you know, but see, it's coming off, even though it's a permanent ink, and I have stamped this like 8 times. So anyway, there we go. Now we'll let them dry, and then we'll put them back into their bags. I don't like to put them in there wet. So the next thing we're going to attempt, my punch is being ugly. So we've done hearts that are red, and we're going to attempt to do some that are pink. Okay, but this thing is sticking. I'm going to have to get Rick to look at it, and I recommend you set it down if you have one that's sticking. That's, you know, I was doing them. Well, what in the world? It didn't stick. That's the first time it hasn't stuck. I hope you guys are doing good today. I also think these little traveler's notebooks would be great little gifts for little girls for Valentine's Day. You know, you can include a page that you journal to them about your love for them, or whatever you feel like doing. But I thought, man, I wished I had made these when my daughter was younger. Ooh, almost missed that one. sometimes if you don't really look at what you're doing, I just don't want to move this thing. It's working. Do you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Okay. I'm sure some of them are going to be partially done. Now, let me grab some more pink. I think I'll get a lighter pink this time. See, we're going to have a little pile. Look at that. How cute is that? These, I do silver and gold. And when I do scrapbook pages, a lot of times I will just use silver and gold. Let me see. Is that light too bright? You know how it does. I don't want you guys not to be able to see. For some reason, I feel like my camera is leaning a little bit. I'm going to see if I can straighten it up. Okay. Oops. You're going to feel like you're going dizzy for a second. I just don't want it to be... My husband's been in here working on my lights. He's trying to improve upon them. I hope my phone don't just pop out of there. If it does, we'll have to start this video over. There we go. Now, I'm just going to do 2 strips of each color and a little bit of white. Now, I've already done the red, obviously. I was testing out my punch because last time it gave me a little bit of grief too. So these are going to be the light ones, the light colored hearts. Now, I'm not looking. I'm probably wasting parts of this. But I think I've been pretty lucky so far not to overlap. I save these because I've learned that from Gail. You save your negative space punches because they do great in collages and so forth. And I've used them before, but not on video. Okay. So today was our first full day with Sadie. I love her. I love her to death. And but I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to take care of her because of my arthritis, and I don't know what's going to happen. We're probably going to have to find her a new home. She's just beautiful. We're going to do some white. She's registered. She has never been, you know, anywhere but our family, but she's 7.5 months, and she's a pistol. Loves to play with her toys. But I'm just telling you all that because as much as I love her, I have to take care of myself. And my daughter couldn't have 2 dogs. She said it was just chaos all the time. And so I completely understand that. And I mean, it's chaos when we just have her, just with us, you know. Okay, can't believe that thing worked the whole time. Now, this time, I'm going to put these little hearts in this little box. Now, I don't normally keep them in here, but my sister got me this box, and I want to use it for something. I've had it for a long time, and I had jewelry in it for a while, and then I thought I'm going to use that for something on my desk so I can look at it and see it instead of it being put in a cabinet or something. Okay. I'm trying to get these picked up, and they're not wanting to come off into my hands. They're going everywhere. They're popping around like popcorn. Okay, there we go. Now, this mat I have is a Sizzix mat. It's a stamping mat. I recommend them. It does make a difference on how well you stamp. And I'm sure we'll have to punch more. But this is my idea. Don't laugh at me. Please don't laugh at me. I'm going to cut this out. And I know that you guys probably already know what I'm going to do. Let me see if this is the scissors I want to use. Yeah, it is. We'll try these first. I like to use these long-handled Tim Holtz scissors because honestly, you get longer strides with your cut. And I've always thought I had to have little bitty scissors, but I was overworking my thumbs with those little scissors. And I believe you need to have a good pair of scissors, because speaking from a person that had multiple hand surgeries because of my arthritis and overuse, you know, scrappy person. I was a big time scrappy person, and I still do scrapbook my grandkids, but I haven't had much time lately to do it. It seems like I'm always trying to get it done, although they all have like 5 or 6 albums. I would recommend that you ink this after you cut it out. Now, I'm not doing the absolute best in the world. I can tell that I'm not getting all the black in there. But I know you've seen things where people at Valentine's Day takes mason jars and fills them full of hearts. Well, that's what we're going to do with this. Now, I don't have a lot of embellishments for this book, but I thought, you know, we'd do a couple along the way, and then I just got to get them finished because Valentine's Day is around the corner. They have to have time to be delivered and so forth. So, there we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, let me make sure this is dry, the lid. Let's make sure it's dry. We're only going to do one. Yeah, see, it doesn't take that long, but I would recommend you heat set it. The pigment ink, it's got a glisten to it that's really pretty. So we're going to just do a mason jar full of little hearts and love. And it doesn't have to mean Valentine's Day. It can mean anything. Now, I'm not necessarily going to put these in every one of my books. Because, you know, it just depends. I've made enough. I've stamped enough to do that. And I'm going to get my ink out here. If I can get my fingers to pick them up. It's like all slippery. Now, you don't have to ink this if you don't want, but I'm an inker. You know, I think it looks better, although I did get lazy in my last book or two of the grandkids. Didn't really ink all the pieces, different things I would put into my kits with my grandkids, but that's all right. All right, so I'm not inking these hearts on the other hand. I am going to use some of the Scotch liquid glue in my fine line bottle. Now, this is a standard tip. Now, you know, I've used a lot of different glues, but I do like the Scotch glue. Now, I wouldn't use it to bind a book, but, you know, for paper crafting, it's great. Now, there's also another glue that I have used that really grabs quickly, and I have the tip somewhere for this. It's the Art Glitter Glue, and it dries clear and it grabs quickly. It's really great for making flowers and stuff that you don't want to set and hold for 2 hours, you know, to get them to connect. And it has a stainless steel pin that you adhere over this. I think you do have to take the seal off first. Now, okay, so here we go. Elementary. It's like our elementary days. It's what it reminds me of. You don't leave this tip off in between, even if you just have to stick. It's an art to figure out how to put the pin back in. My best suggestion to you is to prop it under your finger, like I have it here, so that it keeps it from wobbling around, and then put your other hand underneath to hold it steady, and just goes right in. Now, you don't have to close it completely until you're finished, but make sure you do, or it won't come off the next time. Okay, so we're just gonna, I'm gonna see if I have my, trying to think of what it's called, a pick-me-up, I think. I don't know if this works on paper. I've never tried it on paper, guys. So we're fixing to find out. I don't use this one much because I have a really nice one that I use like on gems and stuff and sequins. But, so, I'm going to, oh, you know what I wanted to do? No, I'm not going to do that. I was going to just stamp a few on here, but I don't think I'm going to because I've got plenty here, you know. See how it will just pick it up? And so all you have to do is get coordinated here and just put a little bit of glue on the back, and then I put it on there backwards. So, and you just drop it on here. It doesn't have to, they don't have to be identical. I wouldn't necessarily plop my glue down here and then try to get your heart on there, because it's probably not gonna work as well. See? Now, if you want to take, this is a Martha Stewart punch, but I understand there's other punches out there, not here. We do have other punches in my house, but not, let's overlap that one a little bit. Now, if I wasn't using this fine tip, you can use the other end of this to push them down. It's just, it's hard to handle 3 different things, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's do a darker pink. Now, you do have a little bit of white edges on this, but because your hearts are, your background is white, it's okay. Okay, let's put another white one on here somewhere. Now, you know that if these were in a bottle, they wouldn't be perfectly lined up, so that's what I'm trying to attempt, is to make it look like, come on, straighten up. And they're so tiny, I can't get hold of them. Okay. But I do think, if I don't sell my Valentine books, my 2 granddaughters are going to get one. If not, I may make them one anyway. But I'm not too concerned about it. I just decided that there are people that really do enjoy celebrating Valentine's Day. I'm going to try just sticking it on there and see what happens. I got the glue on both sides. Let's go this direction. There we go. Now, you can fill this completely full if you want to. It doesn't really matter. I think it's going to depend on what you like. See, it wants you to, I'm going to toss that one. Got too much glue on it. It's not going anywhere. See, if you take this and flip it over as you're working, we'll see what we can do here. I'll see if I can get it to do what it's supposed to do. And then you take this like that. It has a point on it, and it has like a kind of like a screwdriver head top on the other end. Let's see. Let's try a small red. Right. It doesn't take much glue at all. Okay. Let's put this one right here. You can overlap them. Oh, good grief. I tell you, when you're clumsy, you're clumsy. And that is me. I am very clumsy. I didn't used to be. I crack myself up sometimes. I'll be like, you are crazy. Where did Paula go? I told my husband, I know I've said this before to you guys. I can't hang on to anything. Listen, I had to tell you what I did. Now, this makes me laugh, but it makes me want to cry, too. So, 8 days ago, it was about 10 days ago, I dropped my phone and broke the face of it. And it was fixable, but it was more crumbly than, you know, you would want it to be, because I wasn't sure if it'd be able to fix it or not. Well, they were $100 later. So I've had it fixed now for 8 days. And today, well, not today, a couple days ago, I dropped it. And on this side, on the top, on the edge, it was a little cracked. And down here, on the bottom, it was cracked. But the overall screen was not. So today, we were eating Mexican food at Abuelo's. And I went to the ladies' room to wash my hands and so forth before dinner. And when I washed my hands, and then I picked up my phone, which I don't know what I was doing with my phone, first of all. But I guess I had it in my hand or something. When I got through washing my hands, I turned to pick it up, and my hands were dry and not slippery. I dropped it, and I busted the face of it again. So I come out to the car, and I told my husband, I said, I have some bad news. Oh, I know where I was at. I was in the doctor's office because I had to have a B12 shot, and it was in the restroom there was where I dropped it. And so when I came out, I said, honey, I have some bad news. And he goes, what's wrong? I'm like, no, honey, I didn't see the doctor. I just went in and got a shot. Anyway, I said, I'm fine. It's just that I made a mistake, you know, in the bathroom. I dropped my phone. And, of course, he was the angel he always is. I said, honey, it's just a phone. So we're going to order me a new case tonight. I'm going to go back to the one I had before, which would constantly not allow me to set my alarm on my phone. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so do you guys think we have enough on here? I think we need a few that kind of go up. And the reason, oh, we need some down here, probably. Let's see, what color do we want down there? Let's get the dark pink. Now, I know this isn't a lot of colors, but these are the colors, what I call the love colors. These are the love colors. Let's see, let's put it like this so it looks a little different. See, if you use this bigger end, you can push them down a little bit better. Okay. So, let's try, the white one really doesn't stand out well. It's one that you really have to, you know, overlap. So let's get a little red one. I like the red and pink. Let's do this one up here and make it, it's flipping around there. We'll do a light pink. Now, I hope I'm not boring you guys to death. I don't normally cut and paste, but I felt like this would be cute for the book. Now, I'm trying to think if I want to put more than that. I think that's enough. I think you can overdo it. Now, just a suggestion, if you want to do this, you can have them go all the way up and then come out of your jar, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to have the jar lid closed and, you know, have them inside. But one thing I do recommend you do, I know you guys aren't doodlers like me. Some of you are. But I would doodle the little hearts. And since we have a silver top here, I really feel like, maybe I don't have that on there right. I know I've used this before. I've made scarecrows. I've made snowmen out of this. And it has a little ruffle that goes right here. So I made it brown like hay. And it was so cute when it was done. I don't have it anymore, but this needs to be painted or penciled, colored penciled silver. And I don't have that right here in front of me, so let's see if I can get my silver pen to work. It may not. Maybe we'll do like, maybe we'll just do little stripes in here. You know, we'll just do our own thing. Can you see that? Make sure you guys can see it. Remember, with doodling, you just got to be free. Sometimes you have to go back over it, but the best thing you can do is just be real free and not get all uptight, you know, because that's when it won't work out for you. So I'm going to see if I have enough ink in here to go ahead and just fill it in. I may not afterwards. So I'm going to do a pocket, what I called a field pocket, full of goodies, you know, like different tags and pictures and so forth. I am also going to look and see if I can find some, you know what, let's see what that looks like. We may have to color the whole thing in, but I don't want it to look solid. I like the stripe on it, I think. How's that? There we go. So I'm thinking we should not use silver on the candy. We will use white. But I gotta find it here first. This is a Uniball. That's what the silver was too, is a Uniball pen, gel pen. And they're my favorite. So you can either just put a highlight. You got to get it going. And if you can't get it started, just do it on your finger. See? That's why my hands are always messy and my nails are always cruddy. There you go. So you can actually doodle around the whole heart and do your own thing. But I think I'm just going to give a little highlight on one side. Yeah, I'm going to get on and see if I can find a Valentine's or romance type. I'm sure Mrs. Coggs or somebody has some, Artie Mays or... And I'm highlighting on the same side of the heart each time. Now, you can put the lid on your, I'm going to even do it on the white because it bugs me that it might not be done. I know that's crazy. Now, on your jar also, now I know this jar is white, but I'm going to give it some, I'm going to highlight the shape here. And I'll go back over it with some like Wink of Stella or something. And I'm going to also do it right in here, I think. You know what? No, that would be white. So I'm gonna use my Uniball white in here, and then I'll go back over it with Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella is, I'm trying to think, who are they made by? I'll have to look and see if it's on there. Okay, now, let's see if we can put a highlight on here. Nah, it's not going to show up. Okay. So, I've got a couple different ones. I do have a silver one. Just so you know, when you buy these, they're made by Zig, Z-I-G. And they're called Wink of Stella. My recommendation to you is to just get the clear. Because if you get the other colors, such as gold or silver, this is silver, it will come out silver. So, let me see if I can show you on here. Because we're playing around here. Okay, so on this, let's see if it shows up. Because, you know, this is already silver. See how much darker the silver is? But when it dries, it's going to leave that silver color. I just got it down in there a little bit. I didn't expect it to come out blasting out of there as fast as it did. So what I'm going to do is just go like this. Instead, we're just going to go over our gel pen so that it will look glittery. The more you push down, the bigger your strokes will be. And I'm just doing them random. I'm not doing them perfect. I kind of like that look of just doing it. It kind of fills it in better. Okay. Can't even tell really that we did the lid in silver because it's not really even showing up. So I'm going to kind of go along the bottom here and see if I can get some Wink of Stella on there. But you are getting what I'm talking about. This is silver that's coming out of here with a glitter kind of shine. So when it dries, it's shiny. This one is silver. I've had the gold. I don't like it. I'll just tell you. Now, if you're going to use it to paint like this, yeah, I would like it. Now, I do use this one if I'm using something silver. But when they're brand new, they have this. They're in a package, and they have this black band. And see, the used one I have does not, because I'm using it. You have to open this like this, pop this little black thing out, pull this ring off, and then you're set. But I haven't started using this as my new one, and I just have it ready. And I'll pop all of that off whenever. It doesn't dry. You shake it before you use it. This is the clear that I've got now. So we're going to use it, the clear, here on this white that I painted on with the gel pen. You can't really tell it right now, but we're also going to do the highlights. Now, you'll be able to see those highlights whenever it dries. A little better than you do now. It'll have a sparkle to it. And we're going to go over some of our hearts. Maybe we'll go over the pink ones and the white ones because they don't stand out at all. You don't have to do it in solid. I like to because I feel like you can see the shape better. And really, the white ones, I really shouldn't even have done white hearts. You can't see them. And I didn't end up, it's wanting to, the white highlights are wanting to blend in. I must have not got them all dry yet. I hope I'm not mumbling too much. Just chatting away like I'm got a lot to say or something. So how's your crafting going, guys? I'm constantly in the middle of thinking of the next journal. The next thing we are going to do after this is we're going to do Alice in Wonderland, a little golden book with Tracy Fox from Junk Journal. Love Junk Journals on Etsy. she has a really cool digital file that's Alice in Wonderland. So I thought we would do a little golden book with a digital file. And we're going to include the book in there, the story in the book as well. Now, I'm going to bring this up and show you, I'm going to do this right here, and show you how cool the Wink of Stella makes it. You have to have it in the right light, so I'm sure we do. Let's see if I can pull this over here. Whoops. Of course, my husband has fixed that problem, and as soon as we get the other stand, can you see the glitter? You will be able to. So I think that's fun and different. And here's the lid. Let's put the lid on. You can glue this lid on like this. You want to see what it looks like? See how shiny? Yeah. You can glue you can glue the lid on, or you can lean it up against the bottle. Let's get it under a little bit. Only we need to bring it down. So, I don't know exactly what we're going to do. We may put this on a bag. I think that's what we need to do, but we need to see if we have the right color bag. Oh, you know what? We do have some bags over here, but I don't know what it will look like. I pulled out some bags, a couple pink bags I had. Now, mind you, they're not the same pink, so it might clash. But let's put it on here and see how it looks. That's not too bad, is it? Now, it has some trim right here that is gold. So, you know, gold and silver don't usually like each other, but you can use both. I mean, I use both. We could bring it down like it's more, like it's sitting, but then that will show. But if we put this on, let's bring it up a little bit so it doesn't show that. This is how I was going to just put it in like this because it's so pretty. But these also, let me see, these fold differently. It folds down like this. So you can do it on the back. And then you can have this little flap. And then we don't have to worry about the other side. See? I like that better. What do you think? And it looks like it's sitting here on a table or something. Okay. Now, once we glue this down, if we want it to look more Valentine-like, we can have some coming out and we can lean the lid, if I can get my fingers on it, on this side. Okay? There. Now, I only have 2 of these, I think, but I think I do have some other colors. Let me see. And when I pulled these out, I didn't know we were going to use blue. The only other colors I have are 2 blues. So, only 4 books will get these. Let me see if this is the right blue. Let's get it up here and see. Yep, it's going to work perfect. See? So, we'll add, with this one, we'll add some blue hearts. Which I need to punch, you know. So, we'll use those, and then I'll look and see what else I might be able to come up with as far as, I got these over at Denise's at Tattered Dreams. I think you get pink and blue. I could have swore there was another color, but obviously I have used it. But I do have some polka dots and stripes and different colors, so we'll find something to do, even if we have to put a mat underneath it to give it color. So I'm going to think about this, how I want to do this before I just glue it on here. But this is probably how it's going to look. If I do it in the center, it's going to have the lid. If I do it off to the side, it's not. And I may go over this with silver. I know, I'm crazy. We'll just see. We'll see. So we have 6 journals. And another thing we could do, I'm thinking while we talk, we could put it on a card and put it in, slide it into the pocket. And that could be a journaling card that they pull out. So, yeah. So this is the project for tonight, and I just wanted to introduce all of the journals to you. I'm looking to see if there's something else I want to show you. Of course, we're going to use doilies and lots of hearts and just different things. I have some vintage things that we can use. Just some little pink envelopes, some tiny little doilies, some journaling cards. Oh, and this is a children's flashcard I thought was cute with the Valentine's heart. It's V for Valentine. And here's a little pink card I thought was cute. Some library cards. And more journaling. Now, this is just a few things. Oh, and from Ooh La La Crafts. Remember the beautiful fabric? We're using this in some capacity. Lots of lace. Lots of fun. And maybe even some white burlap. I thought that might be fun too. And, of course, buttons and ruffle and lace, lace, lace. And now, I do have this really pretty blue heart like the one I just used on the other book. I may use on this book. And then I have this real obvious Valentine one. And I like this one because I think it would be great for giving to your spouse or journaling about your spouse and love letters and just things you think about your spouse. And both of you could actually journal in it, but I think this would be pretty on one of these. So I think it's going to live here because I like it. And I only have one of them. So I have these other little cards. This was another one, but that doesn't look right on there. I think I was looking at putting this one. I gotta look. I don't want to tell you wrong. On one of the heart ones, which I think this is the only heart one. No, maybe that's not what I was going to do. That's crazy. But I really want to keep them as generic as possible. I will use some of these as journaling cards, but I also have another big stack of, let me get them here. I have a big stack of journaling cards. And look at this little girl. Is that not fun? I thought, I got to do something for myself. And, I just thought it was adorable. And these look like little Valentine cards. And so what I don't use in the books, look at this. This looks so traditional for Valentine. Yeah, and then some of them are just kind of childlike, And then you got the lovey-dovey ones, which I think you're swell. I don't think you would say that to your husband. You're my Prince Charming. And I don't look like that, so I wouldn't use that one. Never mind love. Never mind love, I'd rather fall in chocolate. She looks like a queen of some sort. Here I am. What are your other 2 wishes? Now that's just, I didn't like that one either. But this was my favorite adult one. Let's see. Let me find another one. Nope, it's not that one. This one. I'm completely not sick of you. This would be for my husband. And then there's a bunch of these other ones. And I'm going to tell you, these are some weird looking images. These are photoshopped onto these cards. And I don't know, I've had them forever and never noticed it. You know, I've not used them though. But look at this. You can tell it's photoshopped on. And look at this one. I'm sure everything that they do, but this is poorly done. And I want you to look at the angel on my right. Look at the heads, how they're setting on the bitey. I'm sorry. Whoever did this set. I apologize. Sweet Love. Okay, she's been photoshopped on, and then he's been photoshopped on. And you can see the separation. Okay, so that's enough of that. Don't want to bore you too much. Let me get them out of here. I will not be using those. There's a couple that look fine, but the majority of them do not. If I can get to the bottom of this. Okay, here's some other journaling cards that I thought was sweet. You have my heart, but the black really wouldn't go on anything except this. And then it's, I don't like it on there. This is Happy Valentine's Day. And this is Kissing Booth. True Love's Kiss. Kissing Booth. A Dream Come True. I thought those were kind of cute. This green doesn't go with anything. I think that was a poor choice of green. Forever in Love with You. XOXO. Then there's some cute little journaling cards, you know, pretty traditional little journaling cards. This one's cute. I like this one too. And then these hearts. Be Mine. Now that we're at these hearts, I'll tell you, there was a whole page. This is a postcard, Hugs and Kisses. And then that one. Yeah. There was a whole page, 12 by 12 page of these little hearts. They were all different kinds. And the reason I'm telling you that is because, let me get my train of thought going here, guys. I'm sorry. Is because they have had that page. I got my heart stamp out, and I cut out each one of them. And there's every color you can imagine in here. Okay, we are out of time. I just looked, and I've been rambling on. I hope I haven't bored you with my cut and paste video today, but it really was an introduction to my 6 Traveler's Notebooks in the theme of love. So, I'll see you guys next time. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you could give me a thumbs up, I'd much appreciate it. See you next time, guys. Bye.